There I am. Hey, welcome to the live stream. How you doing, everybody? I'm Jim. Welcome to the Side Hustle Shuffle. We have a really good treat for you today. Let's put on some music, get some rocking, get beeping bopping. People have been asking me for the past few weeks now about Walmart Creator, and can you get somebody who knows what's going on and maybe help us out here, point us in the right direction. So I did a little digging, went a little searching around, found an expert. Well, don't want to push buttons, but she knows what she's doing. She's been doing it a while, and she's got a good spin on it. And we're gonna talk to her about it. Walmart Creator Program. I'm going to turn that down to a manageable level. I just want to do a little housekeeping and check the audio levels. If you're here in the chat, let me know. Okay, I think that's good. All right, we're going to let people show up if they decide to show up, but content creators, that's what we are. We're Amazon influencers, Walmart creator, TikTok shop creator. These are all things, and you gotta keep going around and putting your stuff out there in all these different platforms, repurpose them. And another thing, people always talking about repurposing their content. How you doing, Patty? People always talk about repurposing their content, but they don't tell you to adjust it for each platform. A TikTok video is different than a YouTube video, is different than an Amazon video. Like a TikTok video is fast and a lot of cuts, a lot of jumps, and a lot of transitions. And like a YouTube video is like soup to nuts. They want to know everything about the product. And an Amazon product is more like 1 to 3 minutes, where they want to know features, they want to know plus or minuses, they want to know a certain thing about it to make a purchasing decision. You know what I mean? So there's different. You do repurpose the same content, but you have to edit it differently for different platforms. All right. But anyway, we've got Kelly coming on, and she's going to tell us about the Amazon. I'm sorry, she's going to tell us about the Walmart Creator Program and what she's been doing. And I think that she's been around, and she also works with her daughter. I think her daughter is also in the stream watching. We're going to bring Kelly. Is she here?
I'm here.
Share a camera.
I've got my camera on.
Okay. No.
It says that everybody can see and hear me.
Everybody can see you? I can't see you.
That's the message I have at the bottom. Everyone can
that's great.
see.
Then that's great. If everybody can see you, then we'll have to go with it. I'm not sure why that is. Why I can't see you. That's all right. We'll roll with it. We'll roll. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway,
or I'll just be a mystery person.
Let me turn this down. Music down so we can hear. So welcome to the stream.
Thank you.
Thanks so what was that?
Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. So how did you get involved with being a content creator? Where did you start? We talked a little bit about being an Amazon influencer, so I know you're one of those, just like I am. So let me have a little bit of background.
So I'm actually a retired special ed middle school teacher. A few years ago, I retired, and I was in a bunch of teacher Facebook groups. And one of the things that somebody told me about was affiliate marketing, and she wanted some help in her group. A year later, I bought her out, and then I expanded from there. I met some people who were extremely helpful along the way, and I've grown to a very large audience, especially on Facebook, but also expanded into TikTok and Instagram.
Excellent. Let me get my mouse back there. So anyway, that's great. So you've been talking about the Facebook groups. You mentioned the Facebook groups. Can we touch a little bit on how important they are and how you use them?
Sure. I was just told, just so you know, that the picture isn't showing on the live.
Yeah.
So even though it says that you're in the show, everyone can see and hear you. I just wanted to let you know that. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Why? Because it's saying that you're here.
My only options are to stop the mic and cam or to that's it, or to exit out.
Why don't we try signing out and signing back in again?
Okay.
All
Now
right.
I'm not physically logged in. I just clicked on the link that you provided.
Maybe that's it, but I'm not sure. I think, yeah, if you just click on the link, you should be able to be a guest if you're sharing your screen. I'll give her a second to hopefully fix the problem. Technical difficulties, always, that's live, always technical difficulties. And believe me, I have technical difficulties all the time. Mics go out, cameras go out. You got to roll with the punches because it's live, you know. Hopefully she'll come back in and we'll get some answers to the questions. I have a list of questions here about how to get started and you know, setting up the storefront and how do you use Facebook groups because my strategy was a YouTube channel. I have another YouTube channel and picked a niche and was going to promote Walmart products in that niche on that YouTube channel. So that's what I was doing. And I made a couple of videos and I'm doing that now. Let me see if I got a Facebook message here. Maybe if I do this, send you a different. I'm sorry, peoples. All right, I'm going to send to the link again. Hopefully that'll work that time. All right. Hey, Terry, how you doing? Welcome to the live stream. We're having some technical difficulties, and I don't see the camera still. I still don't see your camera. I wonder if it's my end. There's nothing for me to turn on.
Do one other thing. Let me do one other thing here.
Sure. Oh, there you go. There you are. Something's coming up. The other side camera is coming up.
Okay.
There you are.
You know what?
Welcome. Hey, how are you?
I have a laptop connected. Okay.
What's that?
Okay. I have a laptop, and I guess it's not pulling up my webcam that I used with you the other night, so I apologize.
Oh, no worries, no worries. But I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. We got to figure it out. I tell you, live is always there's always something goes wrong. Always something goes wrong. But I'm glad you're here.
All right.
So we left off with the Facebook groups, and because I just touched on what I was doing with the YouTube channel, making YouTube videos in a niche and Walmart product links to there. But you have an interesting thing where you're actually building these monster groups in Facebook, right? I mean, how many people are in these groups?
Well, it's over 1 million.
Wow.
It's certainly over 1 million, and you know, some we have started, some we have acquired. You know, there's been a variety of ways that we have you know, grown, and we've got a number. Some are niche groups. We have several that are just plain deal groups, and others that are, you know, ones that are just for decorating, ones that are just for babies, kids, moms that are expecting, that sort of thing.
So a lot of these you didn't build, you acquired them. You used the word acquired. How do you acquire groups of 1 million followers in America?
Takes time. It takes time. Sometimes there are people who abandon their groups. There are other people who try affiliate marketing and it's not what they thought it was going to be, because, I mean, to be really honest with you, it is a lot of hard work, a lot of hours. And there are people that have approached us and said that they wanted to sell their group or gift us the group. So there's a variety of ways that we have you know, acquired them.
So you have these groups, and I'm assuming you have more than one. You mentioned, and I'm assuming they're in different niches, right? Niches, and So how do you choose the products that you promote on Walmart or the Walmart products, and what do you use to promote them? Do you use video, short video, uh, photo? Like, how do you promote them?
So by and large, what we use in the Facebook groups are static links. They are simply links to products. Um, it's not necessarily videos. If we're doing anything that's videos, it is typically going to be on our Instagram or our TikTok when it comes to Walmart Creator. So, unlike Amazon with their storefront, I can take those storefront videos and I can put them in our Facebook groups. I haven't done that yet with Walmart Creator, but we're looking to do it very soon.
Very good. So now, when you're setting up your storefront, can we walk through? Okay, now people that are Amazon influencers or creators and other platforms know you got a banner, you got a photo, you got a little blurb for your bio. Is there anything that you do in there? Like, there's no SEO in Walmart at this time, right? People aren't really searching and finding your storefront, right? So there's really no reason to do any cosmetics or collections. Is the next thing I was going to ask you. Like, are you sharing collections? Are you making collections of daily deals and sharing them as collections, or are you sharing links?
We are making collections, and then what we do with those collections is, say there's something that is back to school. We'll take that collection and we will post it in our Facebook groups. We may post it multiple times in a group like Oh Baby, where we have a lot of parents in that group that are looking for back to school deals. A lot of our Facebook groups are just general, they encompass everything. So when we make a collection, we'll share that collection into our Facebook group. We may hit it a little bit harder depending on what that collection is.
Okay, now, so how do you choose which products to promote that day? I mean, it's so hard because and is the product in hand when you're doing the content on it? Because that's like kind of the deal is you're supposed to have the content in hand. You're supposed to be the influencer. You're supposed to be using the product. So do you have it, and how do you work that out? How do you get ahead of the sales? Because today's sales, you can't run out. Well, Walmart, you could probably run out and buy them, but like, what do you do?
So the first thing I do is I'll go into Walmart and, for instance, Walmart emailed me today and said Labor Day sales. It was a Labor Day sale kind of thing. So I went into that email and I then categorized it by bestseller. Then I took that bestseller and I went over to the left-hand side where it says special deals. So I look at those special deals, I click all those boxes, and then I let it populate. And then I look through and determine which one of these items do I want to post, regardless of whether I have the product in hand or not. Then we have 3 assistants, and we will send deals over to one of our 3 assistants. We have one that makes graphics for us, and if I want a graphic made, then I will send it to the assistant that does that. If I just need it posted because maybe this is going to sell out quick and I don't have time to make a graphic, I'll send it to a different assistant. If I have the product in hand, then I will try and make a picture. Like I said before, we haven't done a ton with video yet, but real life pictures, user-generated pictures, always do better.
So in these groups, is every post a sales post, or are you doing, like, in the baby niche, or are you posting pictures of babies or families, or every other post or every 3 posts is a sales post, or is every one a sales post?
The vast majority are sales posts. We will occasionally do games or giveaways. For instance, in the pet group, yesterday was National Dog Day, so you may end up doing something that's show us your fur babies, that kind of thing. Not sure if it's much more beyond that. In one of our groups, we are changing it to more of a blog style group where we are talking about our lives, how we use different products, My husband and I travel a ton in our RV, so I'm always trying to incorporate how do we use products that we might get at Walmart while we're traveling in our RV.
That's really an interesting point, and I got a question to give you in a second. But a lot of people want to travel the country with the RV, but the Amazon influencer. How do I get the products? How do I do it? Walmart. There's WalMarts in every town. You just pull over and go to Walmart and get whatever it is. So, Creative Heart has a question, and of course, he wants to hit it right on the head. Because how much are you making per month off of Walmart? Which is a loaded question. You don't have to answer it,
And
or
I
a
won't.
ballpark figure. What's that?
And I won't.
Yeah.
I am not into bragging
No.
or anything like that. That's not who I am. But let's put it this way. I'm very fortunate that I don't need to put food on the table. But people also need to keep in mind it isn't just about um, selling the items in terms of if you link something. If you work for different platforms, you might work for Mavely, you might work for, and we're talking Walmart Creator today. There are campaigns that they put out there, and my understanding is that Walmart Creator is in the process of beta testing campaigns right now. So campaign money means that they are going to ask you to post a certain amount of links. They're going to ask that you maybe do specific type of links. Maybe, again, back to school, they're looking for that, or maybe they're looking for fall home decor. You post those links for them. You post it to a certain number of audience within a set period of time, and then on top of any commissions you make, you are going to get campaign money. So that's another aspect. To answer the question that you talk about in terms of how to get product in hand when you're traveling in a campground, believe it or not, I have yet to be at a campground where I could not get Amazon delivered. I'm always the person who's getting packages delivered.
Oh, Creative Heart. Don't worry about that. I didn't mean to put you on the spot and say you're perfectly fine to ask the question, but you don't have people. Some people like to share, some people don't like to share. Is there a conversion rate that you could maybe share, like a 1%, 2%? If I put a post up, I'm getting an engage, not necessarily sales, engagement. Let's talk about engagement.
Well, I'm fine doing the sales, but please know that that ebbs and flows, and sometimes it ebbs and flows based on how the stock market is doing, based on how the economy is doing, or even shortages. Just recently, as about 2 weeks ago, another affiliate commented that she could not get 12 products from Walmart because there was a shortage where she lived. I thought we were past shortages. So that affects sales too. I would say that a conversion rate of 4%, and I got to be honest with you, I don't look a lot. I do this much more as a puzzle. I'm trying to connect all the dots, and I don't necessarily worry about the numbers, and the numbers always seem to work out. Enough so
I
that
would.
we can pay for our VAs, enough so that we can, Chelsea and I can take a 50-50 split, Chelsea's our daughter, and still have enough left over to be happy.
4% is a perfect number, and it's not a number to say, hey, that's she's bragging. That's perfect. That's a good number. And you mentioned your daughter, and you guys are partners. You work together. A question a lot of people have, and is how many hours a day are you doing this? Do you wake up in the morning for 2 hours before, and then 2 hours at night, or how much actual time? Because you end up working more for yourself than you did for your boss.
Sure. I work a lot, and I'm happy to kind of take you through a daily schedule just really quick. I get up in the morning, and as an Amazon affiliate and influencer, I wake up to sellers in China reaching out to me and Chelsea every day with their deals. And it's a matter of us going through and determining whether or not we want to post those deals and send them to our assistants. And then that does take a couple of hours. As that is happening, I'm also looking to see what else is happening in the affiliate world. Is there a problem somewhere? Are people getting their groups shut down? Are they getting posts taken down? Is there anything that I need to pay attention to protect our group from having some sort of a copyright violation? Something like that. After that's all said and done, then it's a good 2, sometimes 3 hours. I get up and I'm doing this while I'm in my pajamas and drinking coffee. I'll get up and shower, and then I'll make a decision if I'm going to film content that day, or if I'm going to maybe I need to go to Walmart. Maybe I need to acquire some more items that I want to try, or maybe I want to research what sort of videos do I want to create. Do I need to make templates in Canva? All that. Or do I need to attend to the part that I don't like, which is the accounting part?
It's funny because people who do it part-time, like myself, I work a full-time job, so a lot of people try and make it, and they work an hour here, an hour there, 3 hours a week, and they're wondering why they don't get traction. So it's nice to hear, you knuckle down. It's work. It's real work. It's not pie in the sky, free money coming out of Amazon. It's real work, especially if you want to drive that off-site traffic. So we have a question about Pinterest. Do you have any experience working with Pinterest?
I have a love-hate relationship with Pinterest. It's very interesting because for a long period of time, people were saying, Pinterest is great because that link never goes away. It's always there. And then Pinterest kind of clued into people like myself. Were putting links out there, and they started taking down, posts like that. And for a while, I just stopped doing Pinterest. And I'm re-looking at it now because I'm getting the impression, talking with other people, I'm in a number of chats with others where we bounce ideas off of each other, which I think is very important. Where they're dipping their toe in the Pinterest water again, and I'm taking a look at that myself too.
No, it's very important to have like the mastermind, because it's everybody's trying to sell a course when something comes out on this, on that, on the other thing. But programs are always changing. So a course gets outdated real quick. You need to be in a mastermind. And a mastermind sounds like something like so crazy. It's just a group of people sitting around the water cooler, talking shop, and you need that to bounce the ideas off, because you have your daughter, which is great. But most of us are isolated. We're content creators. We're in our room. We're in our basement. We're in our attic. We're in the garage, wherever we're doing our content. And, there's nobody that can relate that we can bounce our ideas off of. So you need to have that. And I have a link down in my description for my mastermind. We meet on Sunday nights once a month to do that. So if you're interested, check that out. But the other thing I wanted to talk about is the app. Do you use the app? And I use it to get links, I guess. Is that all it's good for?
I don't use it. I am a laptop girl. Chelsea, on the other hand, is the one who uses it, but she would just be getting links on it or saving to a collection. Nothing more than that.
Okay. And then my other question was, Amazon influencers, you mentioned you're getting emails in the morning. Brands are reaching out to you, sellers, agents are reaching out to you. I go through the same thing every morning. I'm answering emails. Do brands reach out at Walmart, or are you talking to the brands you're already talking to? Are they on Walmart? Because I know Walmart has other sellers on there as well. They're a marketplace. So are you making connections there?
Yes. We have some sellers that are both Amazon and Walmart, and we have some sellers that are, kind of moving a lot of their business over to just Walmart. I think some of the prices that sellers are having to pay on Amazon has kind of persuaded them to look at other places, including TikTok Shop.
And I just wanted to jump in again and say, guys, in case you weren't aware, Walmart commissions are 18%. Okay, where Amazon, you're used to like 1, 2, 3%, maybe 4% if you're lucky. So it's worth it if Walmart and Amazon are selling the same item, and you're doing a piece of content. You're quadrupling your commissions by just using a different link, same content.
Also, keep in mind that Walmart is 1% on groceries, but the interesting thing about that grocery category is that there are some things in the grocery category, you would think that, I don't know, hair color, Band-Aids, or something like that would be grocery. Often it isn't. And so those things that you think might be grocery are really going to get you the 18% instead of the 1.
And there's also, is there a 14-day cookie with Walmart? Do you know how that works, the cookie?
I used to, and I just honestly, I've forgotten what it is.
No problem. I think it's 14 days, but the problem with the 14-day cookies, if they go back with a different link or they've clicked a different link in the meantime, you might not get that commission. So do you actively look for brands on Walmart to work with, or are they reaching out to you, or
Yeah.
they're reaching out to you?
I am not actively looking for brands at all. The only thing that I look for is, for instance, I have a seller that I work with on a regular basis. If I see something that I think, okay, that would be really a good product, I like that, I will then ask if they're interested in sharing that with me. Do you want to send that item to me, and we'll do a shoppable video for you, something like that.
Okay. So when you first started, well, let's say your first your first Facebook group, um, and you realized that there was some traction there. How did that work? With that, did you build the first group, or did you purchase the first group, or like how did it start?
Okay, so with the group where the lady asked me to help her, her name was Dottie, and I just started posting for her, and then I said, if you really want to do something more with this, you may want to ask Chelsea to help, and she did. And so Chelsea and I started helping her, and then all of a sudden it dawned on me one day that this was Dottie's group. I was putting a ton of time and money into Dottie's group, and if Dottie decided that she didn't want us to be there anymore, we would be kind of toast. We would have invested in all this and have nothing. So then Chelsea and I made the decision to start our own group. We made Dottie aware of it. Being absolutely transparent here, she wasn't thrilled at first, but I know that she was growing very weary of the time involved. So we continued to post in her group. We posted in our group. She posted in our group, and it just kind of continued from there. And then, like I said, a year after that, I just, sensed that she was done. I actually believe that I purchased a different group and told her about it. And then I said, if you ever want to sell your group, let me know. That would have been on a Saturday. By Sunday, she had sold it to me.
Okay. So where do you go to find these groups that are for sale? And like, is there a going rate for a 1 million follower group, or like how does that work?
There is no going rate. I have paid anything from as little as $50 to just over 3,000. There's a wide variety in there. I will say that it partially depends on the size of the group, the activity in the group. It also depends on, do you want it to have a higher female percentage than males? There are some people that want a higher male percentage.
Niche.
Right. So then it becomes more valuable to that person, and that can kind of up the price. Where do you go to find it? There is no one set place. It's a matter of talking to others who are already in the industry, because one person might know somebody who's getting ready to sell their group. It might be that you know somebody who's been doing it for a while and they're just done. They don't want it anymore.
So when you and Chelsea told Dottie you were starting a new group, and you started that group, and you had mentioned earlier that you were only posting links, sales posts. So when you were trying to grow a group, did you have a different strategy? Were you doing different kind of posts, or was it just sales posts? And how fast did it grow?
Slow. Insanely slow, especially since this was 4 years ago and we're talking COVID. So, and keeping people engaged is tough. So yes, the strategy was different. We would try and have giveaways. We would have giveaways for the person who invited the, 2000th member or something like that. And then Meta kind of put the brakes on that because you could not entice people to join your group that way. You could just say, hey, we're going to give away $50 when we reach 2,000 members to one active member in the group. But it could not be linked to somebody who invited that last person. We did things like that. We would do, last comment. First, if we're going to say trick or treat, last person, I'll say trick, the last person to say treat. When I say done, we're giving away $50. That helps your engagement. That your engagement then increases the views that you get on your posts, and then that also increases your sales. So that takes a lot of time and work.
See, it's interesting because, when people always are doing that, the one creative heart wanted to know how much you make, right? So people put out these numbers. This is how much I make, but they don't tell you how much they reinvest, and everybody has to reinvest. Everybody's putting something back, and it's nice to hear that this was a 4-year build on this group. It's not something that happens overnight. People, people actually work when they're being an influencer, when they're being a content creator, and so 4 years of that, and yeah, I think that's great.
So
So
it's 4 years of that, and also keep in mind, as I said, my husband and I think I said this, my husband and I travel in our RV a fair amount. So when we're traveling in our RV, he's driving, I have my laptop out, and I am working as we're going down the road. So that means that I have to invest in hotspot minutes. Um, I've always got to kind of, there is one thing that myself and another influencer are always saying to each other, and that is you are constantly having to pivot. Always, you've got to be ready to pivot. What worked 4 years ago doesn't work now. What worked a year ago doesn't work now. So you've got to keep all that in mind.
well, it's true, and they're always changing the game because the rules change, the algorithm changes. They make some kind of rule, like you were saying. You used to be able to invite people to join or give away, and I mean, when I was going live on Amazon at the beginning, I was giving away gift cards, and asking people for their email so that I can send them a gift card, and then they were shutting people down for asking for personal information because that was like a problem. So you got to be careful. It's always changing, and you have to be able to pivot. And I kind of like, that's why I like it so much, is because it's always changing, and you have to always be, you have to have your finger on the pulse of what's going on and all the change that's happening. And again, going back to the mastermind groups, rap session, we used to call them back in the days. It was just people talking, shop around the water cooler. Basically, you need to have that bouncing ideas off of, or you're isolated and you're not going to know what's going on when time comes. I am interested in the Facebook group thing, and how many posts a day do you do in these groups, or is there some kind of formula?
I would say we average about 150 a day. I wouldn't say that there's a formula. By and large, it is dependent upon how many seller deals we get a day, and how much time that I can then go and look for additional deals. This afternoon I went to a movie with my husband, so I did not, actively look for additional deals. Our assistants that work for us are able to look for deals on their own, so I can now get up and leave. Chelsea teaches full time, so she's not able to help with that during the day. So I know that, when I leave, that our assistants are looking for deals, and they have an allotted period per day that they work. And then as soon as that time is up, they'll message and say, signing off kind of thing. And that's where I leave it. So whatever gets posted then, that's it. If I get back at night, later on tonight, I might sit down in front of the computer. I might find a great deal, and I'll post it. I might not.
again, the work that goes into this is, it's amazing to hear it, because oh, I put a link up today, and I didn't get any action, or one a day people are doing, and you're doing 150. So it's relative. It's how many shots do you take? If it's a 4% conversion, and you want to make so much a day, then I have to do this many posts to get that 4% to what I want to get, the income that I want to get. Which, when you're doing percentages, is pretty easy. You just put out, increase the output to get the input.
So there's another thing to also keep in mind, especially if you're looking at some other platforms. This is something that Chelsea and I were just recently talking about. It might be that if you put a link out there, um, maybe you think it's dead and gone because it's, you know, been 4 days later and there's all these other links on top of it now. And that's pretty true of Facebook, but not necessarily Instagram or TikTok, um, or a website if you have it. So just because a link doesn't convert for you today, next week, next month, doesn't mean it's not going to convert for you 4 months from now.
No, it's true, and it's now they're talking about social searching, because it used to be like we used to go to Google to find out what we needed to know. Ask Google this, ask Google now. Now people are going to TikTok and Instagram, and using that as a search engine to ask questions, and that's how your content will be searchable and picked up. So I'm not sure if Facebook is searchable. I don't think it is. But my next question is, how much time in between these 150 posts? Like, it seems like that would be right on top of each other, like you kind of said. And if something starts getting traction, do you let it go, or how does that work?
So we used to use a tool called SyncShare, um, and Facebook in April prevented all third-party um, tools from being used in groups. You can still use them on pages, you can't use them in groups. When I was able to use SyncShare, because again, we have a large number of groups, I was able to get out, I would have like what I would call a set of group A and a set of group B, and I would put out a link every 20 minutes in the group that I would call A, and then alternating, so 10 minutes later, my group B would get a set of links. So in other words, every 10 minutes, I was alternating back and forth between all these groups. And I could do 72 deals in a 24-hour period, and then for one group, and then another 72 for the other set of groups. That does not include what our VAs could do or what Chelsea was doing.
Okay, now here's the $1 million question. How do you keep track of all of this? Do you have a software, or do you have something that's keeping track? And how do you figure this out? It seems like a lot to keep track of.
Well, what do you mean by keep track of what? How many deals a day I'm putting out, or where I'm sending them?
Well, yeah, keeping track of what you're putting out. I mean, don't you like look at the analytics of what how many views you're getting and stuff like that?
Nope.
Excellent, excellent. But that was my question was going to be, do you look at analytics at all? And you said, I guess that's the answer. No.
Uh, should I be? To be honest, probably. Now, I'll look at reach every now and again. I'll look at a post and I'll say, wow, that had really like very few views. And then I'll find out, for an example, that I put a post out, somebody clicked on the link, purchased the item, somebody that I know, and then I'll find out that somebody else did the same thing, and it'll say 0 views. So I'm sitting here thinking, okay, well, so the views aren't accurate. We also use a deep linking tool, and the deep linking tool then also tells us whether the link is just ready or active. And if it is active, I know that somebody has clicked on it. There are times that it'll say active, but I still have 0 views according to Facebook.
Yeah, and I think like, I know Amazon with family and friends, you don't get credit for family and friends, but I think Amazon I mean, Walmart is less lenient or more lenient with that, as far as that goes.
Yep, they sure are.
So Is there any questions that I haven't asked you that you wished I asked you?
I can't really think of any. I think just really the importance of having a set of people that you can brainstorm ideas with, that you trust, is really important. Um, I can't think of anything else really.
No, I think it's great that you have your daughter to work with and bounce stuff off. Now, how far in advance do you plan stuff out, or or are you just waking up and doing today every day?
Well, there's a couple of things. So you have to understand that with Walmart especially, their deals are cyclical. So if it's a flash deal today, it might be a rollback next week. So one of the things that I do is I build links, and I might have a template that says what it is, Walmart flash deal, and then at a certain point, after the weekend, especially when everything kind of changes, I'll go in and see what those links have changed to. Are they now rollbacks? Are they now clearance? Do I need to change anything? And then if that's the case, either I change it or our VAs change it, and then we can repost it.
Well,
So
I'm
go
sorry,
ahead.
we got a question here that from Gear Websites. He wants to know, how does he get on Walmart, and he was denied last year. Now, do you remember the website you went to originally? And it was a long time ago for me too.
Walmart Creator.
Walmart Creator. So I went to Walmart Creator. So my journey was I applied like over a year and a half ago, right? And it was never heard anything. Then I saw a YouTube video about people starting to get approved. So when the original application, there was no place to put Amazon influencer on there. You had no link for your Amazon storefront.
Yep.
So I mean, and that's where I get most of my traction from. So I sent them an email from the creator website. I clicked whatever it was on that website and sent them an email explaining I've been in the program. I've been waiting. I'm an Amazon influencer, and let me know if there's anything you need from me. And I just put my link, and like 2 days later, they approved me. It was that fast, and that was like last October.
Right.
Um,
I
so I
pretty
was
much did the same thing. There was no place for our Facebook groups, so I reached out to them and explained that, we had a large presence and here were some links. And, to be really honest, I was a pest for a long time. Very polite, very, very polite. Just wanted to follow up. Haven't heard anything. Would be happy to provide additional information. Would love to work with Walmart. And then the other thing I would say, because there are still people out there getting denied, or they are, unsure of why they haven't heard anything back. There is, if you have a Like to Know It account and you've had some sort of campaign with Like to Know It, and that's kind of through Impact, then there's some sort of an agreement with Like to Know It that is preventing Walmart from accepting you as a creator. And so I've known 2 or 3 people that have had to reach out to Like to Know It and ask them to, shall we say, be released, and then they were accepted. My other suggestion is if you already have an Impact account, then, and you haven't been accepted to Walmart Creator yet, make a new email. Completely new email, one that has not been used with Impact, and apply that way. And it will take, again, you're starting from square one. It'll take time, but that seems to be another way that people are getting accepted.
That's interesting because the Impact, in case you didn't know, Impact is where you apply through Impact to get approved. And I had gotten denied for some other programs in the past through Impact with a different email. So it's interesting you say that, because the email I have set up as an influencer, my influencer email, they approved me. So I wonder if I would have used the other one, if I would have got denied, because that one got denied with Impact in the past. So that might be an issue to look at. Now, you started as an Amazon influencer. Now you're a Walmart creator. What would you say you lean more towards, Walmart or Amazon, or like how do you split your time, or do you split your time?
I really, I don't necessarily split my time. Our storefront does well, and so I'm very persistent about keeping new products up there or sharing those videos to our storefront. Um, with Walmart Creator, um, you don't make as much money with Amazon, but you know that people want Amazon. With Walmart Creator, you end up making more money, and so I'm kind of waiting for Walmart to evolve so that you can start doing videos where you are putting them in a similar thing to Amazon storefront, but on Walmart storefront. So
Yeah,
I'm
I mean,
thinking,
because I was thinking the same thing, and I've mentioned it before in other live streams. Like back when I first started with the Amazon Influencer Program, they had just started with the storefront. It was like I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. So before that, they were just doing live streams. So they didn't even have a storefront. So it took them a few years to get to that point, and I'm hoping Walmart's going to be like the same way. Like they're learning learning the ropes and figuring it out, and they're going to open up different parts of the program as they grow. And eventually they're going to have shopful videos and live streams. I'm assuming, because that just seems like the logical way to go with it. And so you want to be in on the ground floor because, like all the people that were in the Amazon program, when they opened up the storefront, they all got approved right away. And they didn't have to put up their 3 videos to get approved because Amazon needed content. So they approved everybody right off the bat. So if you're in the Walmart program at the beginning, whenever they're ready to upgrade and expand, you're going to ride the wave with them because you got in at the ground floor. And so that's why early adopter is the way to be. So yeah, here, go send them that email, get involved, get approved, and get started. Yeah, I can't wait to go and start making content for Walmart. This is great. And first thing I'm going to do is hijack some Walmart some Facebook groups. Um, yeah.
I would
So
suggest that you hijack them.
yeah, well, I say that friendly. You had mentioned to me, I don't know if here or in the pre-interview, is that you could actually, if they don't have an admin, you can apply to be an admin and kind of use the group that way.
They're few and far between, though.
Yeah.
They're very few and far between. And you do get to a point where you also have to ask yourself, why has a certain group been abandoned? Is it because there was too much spam in there? Um, it's funny, one of the groups that we picked up, we often referred to it as being the absolute low of the low because there were so many people trying to take advantage of other people in there. So you have to be dedicated if you're going to find one of those groups that you're going to stop all the spam, make sure that people aren't being taken advantage of in that group.
Yeah, that's the group that I have. I people post things I would rather they didn't post, and then I get violations, and so now I have to prove every post, which I mean is a good thing, but it would help if I had an admin or somebody I could trust. So you have people, you said, I guess VAs, right? And we had also mentioned that VAs, people think third world countries, these people are dumb. These people are college educated. They're very smart. They're probably smarter than you are. They know the game better than you know the game. And, I was very impressed when I hired my VA, what they knew and how they actually helped me. So how did you find your VAs and how long have they been working for you?
So the first VA that we got, um, I found her through Upwork, and I just posted a little blurb about what I was looking for and the amount that I could afford at the time to pay. And that filtered out to, I don't know, 7, 8 different people. Um, there was one person in particular that I thought I really liked, and she's been with us, just over 3 years now. And she's the best, the absolute best. Then when it came time to, expand, did I need somebody new? I asked her, do you know anybody looking for an additional, job? And then she referred her best friend. After that, she referred her um, cousin, I believe. And so it's just been more through word of mouth after that. But I've also asked her for other people who are looking for VAs, do you know anybody? So through her, I have helped other affiliates find VAs.
That's awesome. Now, I will say a couple of the tips I got when I hired my VA was, find out what the holidays are in the country, whatever country they're in, and observe those holidays. Maybe give them a little bonus, throw them a little bone every once in a while. Take care of them and get to know them, find out about their families, find out about their personal lives. And they're going to be endeared to you, and they're going to be more invested in you if you show interest in them, and don't treat them like a third world country person that you don't want to really deal with.
Absolutely not. They are the sweetest people. And, one of them went on maternity leave recently. And, she's an hourly worker. But on the other hand, did Chelsea and I want to support somebody who is, on maternity leave? Chelsea and I both being women, we've, had our kids. So we decided to give her some money towards maternity leave. And she was very surprised by that. After Prime Day, I give a bonus. After Black Friday, I give a bonus. Christmas, bonus. I try and take care of them, and then I know that they'll take care of me.
Great advice. That's great advice. I mean, how would you want to be treated? I mean, honestly, and you want them to work for you. You want them to do good for you. They want, and they're going to start looking for ways to make you more money because they know that's going to come their way eventually. So it's a good thing. So you had mentioned the Amazon storefront. Now, do you do any research on Amazon products, or are you just doing brand deals and doing stuff, or is it just the stuff you buy daily that's on Amazon, or how are you doing that?
A couple different things. Again, talking in the group with other people, what's working, what's not working. Also, if I see something that I'm really interested in, I'll try and evaluate whether I think others will be. But then I also use a program, and you can certainly message me and I can give you a link for this, called Fluencer Fruit.
Yes.
Fluencer Fruit is a program that's a Chrome extension that you put on your computer, and as you're looking at different products, you can determine what the score is. They say that a score of 70 or more is one that you might want to consider creating a shoppable video for. So that's one of the tools that I use to determine whether I'm going to create content that way or not. There are some times where the score is really high, but the reviews of the product are really low. I'm not going to do that one then.
Yeah, it's you don't want to do a bad product. I mean, you got a reputation you want to hold up on your storefront, and some of the stuff. I mean, I haven't run into too much stuff that was not a good product, but yeah, you feel kind of. I pointed out if there's a flaw for sure. Now, see, with Amazon, I've unless I buy it for myself or get it from an agent, I don't do any research. I know it was Liz that does the Fluencer Fruit. I think it was Liz, right? And I know her from another group, and I liked her. I liked the tool when it came out. I did a review on it, and but I can't see investing into Amazon because they take the carousel away. They do all of these things to so if I'm going to invest a third of my money back in, but they're going to hold back a week of commissions from me because they took the carousel away, it's kind of tough to justify in my mind.
It is hard to do that. There's no question about it. You don't even know. Let's just say that the score is high, and let's just say that you look on your sales report and it's sold. That doesn't mean it's going to ship or that they're going to give you credit for its shipping.
Right.
It's a gamble.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, but to each their own. Like I touched on it earlier, when you listen to these other YouTubers who would talk about, I make $10,000 a month on this program or that program, they're not telling you that they're investing $6,000 of that back in or $8,000 back in to get the products, and only a fraction of those products are winners. So so now you got all this stuff laying around that now you got to try and do on the resale market. And do you do a lot of reselling of products? How do you get rid of stuff?
I have a very full basement.
Yeah, yeah.
I give things away. You know, whether I'm going to use them, our daughter-in-law, she and our son, kind of just started out a few years ago, and so there was a number of things that I passed along to them. Even Chelsea in the beginning, but Chelsea's getting to the point where she's saying, no, I don't need that anymore. So I don't resell anything. I generally tend to either give it away or use it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good income stream if you have the time to do it. That's for sure. But I get where you're coming from, because part of the reason I like affiliate marketing and being an influencer is because I don't have to do customer service. I don't have to deal with people too much. That's the so like when you start putting things on Facebook Marketplace and you're putting 20 messages back and forth, will you take $1 for it? Can you meet me in a dark alley somewhere? And so it's like it's a bigger headache than it's worth for a lot of people. But yeah, I do garage sales a couple times a year, and I various other ways I sell things, but it's not a big focus. But it is a nice extra income stream.
Right.
So Walmart Creator, the storefront, the collections, we touched on all of that. Is there any tricks or anything that you would say to put into the storefront at all? Because we had said that it's really, at this time, there's really no reason to promote the storefront, right?
On Walmart Creator, I wouldn't say that there's no reason to promote the storefront. I mean, if you have a collection and you're going to post something to that collection, then maybe you have a collage of fall decor, for an example, and that collage is eye-catching and it gets somebody to your link, regardless of whether they purchase anything on that storefront. They've clicked on your link, and maybe they're going to purchase something else that you had no connection with other than the fact that they clicked on that first link. So it has value.
Yeah, good point indeed. Now that goes back to the 14-day cookie. So is it like Amazon? Whatever's in the cart, they get commissions on whatever, not just the link that they click. Do you know that?
Yes, it's anything that's in the cart. But also keep in mind, if they click my link and then afterwards they add something to the cart with your link, who's going to get the sale? You.
Yes, the last link, right?
Yeah.
It's always the last link, I'm pretty sure.
Last click.
Yep. Unfortunately. Well, this has been a lot of fun, and you shed a lot of light on the program for a lot of people, because it's there's not a lot of people talking about it, and I think it's ripe for the picking. I think that everybody should get involved and build a program, build a Walmart. It's funny how some people will only shop at Walmart, some people will only shop on Amazon, some people will only shop on eBay. It's just crazy how some people are stuck in and they won't shop around. So I know a lot of people that only go to Walmart, and because it's convenient, because there's Walmarts everywhere, because they return things easily. So don't sleep on Walmart and saying Walmart's the cheap department store and they don't have cheap stuff. It's a good place. They have a lot of good products.
So Walmart is coming directly at Amazon, and has been for about a year now, maybe even longer, in the sense that they've got their Walmart Plus, their 2-day shipping. They're constantly running promotions on their Walmart Plus, and if you look at their return policy, some of the things they'll even pick up at your house. You don't have to go anywhere. If you click in and you click on something and it says return, sometimes it will say, do you want us to pick that up? Amazon doesn't do that. You can't even return it to half the places anymore without it being a $1 charge.
You had mentioned the Walmart Plus, which is, it's their prime thing, I guess. And interesting point was, if you're promoting the Walmart Plus link, for just the trial, I think it's like $7 or $9 just for the trial. And if they sign up after the trial, it's like a $16 commission. That's not bad. It's not a bad commission for just sending your link around. And it gives you the shipping, the early access to sales, and all of that kind of stuff, just like Prime does for Amazon. So if you're thinking about it, that might be something that to promote. If you're wondering what products to promote on Amazon, on Walmart,
Also keep in mind it's a write-off. Your membership is a write-off.
Yeah,
If you're filing taxes appropriately, then you can use that sort of thing. You're using your Walmart Plus membership to get your products. Then I see the question. But for other people who are not affiliates, it's still a great deal. There's absolutely no question about it.
Yep. So
Okay, how's the communication with Walmart?
on the affiliate side, like not.
So they struggle. I'm not going to lie. They struggle. I actually wrote them about 3 weeks ago to share with them that there was something going on with my dashboard, and I still haven't heard back from them. So I'm going to have to be persistent, just like I was when I was trying to get approved. I've actually had a meeting with, who they would call my account manager, and that's who I'm emailing. So one of two things has happened: either she's overwhelmed or she's left.
And that happens more often than not. People leave, and the next thing you know, you got somebody different, because that happens all the time. Yeah, so I think that's about it. Unless we'll give anybody who has a burning desire in the chat. If you got a question, this is the time to ask it. And if not, thank you for your time. I appreciate all your knowledge and the insights to the program. A lot of stuff that I wouldn't have thought for myself, which is great. That's what these things are for. And I'm gonna get busy with the Walmart program. Thank you very much, and thank you. All right, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.
Okay, sounds good. Take care. Bye-bye.
So, hey, what did you think about that? That was awesome. She was great. All the stuff about the Amazon, about the Walmart Creator Program, and Facebook groups. I was sleeping on Facebook groups because I'm thinking Facebook is old news. Facebook is for old people, right? It's like nobody's in there. There are a lot of products only on Walmart. That I don't know, and I let her go, so I couldn't ask you. But the thing about the Walmart is Walmart Marketplace is as big as Amazon's marketplace as far as all the sellers and agents and stores, the individual stores. So things are not all from Walmart. You'll get stuff fulfilled from other stores as well. So it's the place to be, Walmart. And the 18% is crazy. The 18% is crazy. But the Facebook groups, I have a Facebook group. I got like 1,600 people in it, and the thing is with the engagement is how do you get engagement? Now, I was very interested to hear that she's just putting up sales posts and getting a lot of engagement. So that's promising, because I have trouble with that myself. So, maybe it's the content. Maybe, always go back to the content. Your content is crap, right? So that's always go back to that. It's you. You're the problem. Remember that. Remember, it's always you. Anyway, yeah, the Walmart Creator Program, and 18% on almost everything, and except for groceries. And she did say that there are things that you think are groceries that aren't groceries: Q-tips, nail clippers, these things that people buy all the time. And you might say, a $1 product, I'm not going to make a lot of commissions. So you make an 18 cents on a $1 product, but if that product sells 5,000 times a week, because everybody needs a nail clipper. How many of those get sold every week, or every month, however you want to do it. So those are the kind of products. So like Pampers, diapers. All right. So if somebody's going to buy diapers, in that 14-day cookie, they might buy diapers twice, so, you never know. And, 18% on that. So if you have a product that's on Amazon and it's also on Walmart, just by changing the link, you're going to make 18% instead of 2%, right? Pretty no-brainer. What do you think? If you have any questions, I can reach out. We can get that done. You can leave a comment in the comment section, and I will email her, and we'll figure out. We'll get you answers on the Walmart Creator Program. How was that? That was pretty good. I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty looking forward to getting down and dirty and in the Walmart groups. Hey, Joanna's here. How you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, we just had a long live stream about the Walmart Creator Program, and I'm glad you showed up. So anyway, that's it. I'm going to be going live on Amazon about 10 o'clock. If you want to pop by Amazon, amazon.live, amazon.com/live, or you can go to youdidntknow.live and figure it out there. Again, next Tuesday, we'll go live again, and hopefully we can get somebody who will. Gear wants to know who the next guest is. We're going to find out. I'm going to see if I can find somebody for next Tuesday or the Tuesday after. It takes some time to coordinate and get things, to pop up every Tuesday with a new guest is not so easy, but I'll do my best to get you somebody. Do you have any disciplines in mind or anything you would like to find out more about? Leave a question, leave a comment down in the chat, in the comment section, and I'll see if I can find somebody that knows. I know you're itching to get Ehud on there and David. And maybe I'll ask them this week. In the meantime, it's been a lot of fun, and I will see you next time. Take care, everybody.